Hey everyone, welcome back to Woo Woo Wednesday, where I share my intuitive insight and weekly wisdom with you through the use of oracle cards. Today I'm super excited to join you because I am all pumped up with the goddess vibes from our goddess retreat this past week in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. We had 12 goddesses come together and make so much magic. We experienced healing, transformation, connection, sisterhood, and I feel so fucking good to finally be connected with the group of my girls. You know, it's like we've been social distancing and quarantining, and I haven't had a goddess gathering since March. And I love bringing women together. I love making them feel empowered and special, and to shine a light on how truly beautiful and authentic they can be without even trying. And this week was so powerful. So I just want to give a huge shout out to all the goddesses who were joining me at my SHINETRIBE retreat, sending you some extra sparkle magic. I know integrating back into the world after you go through massive changes and healing can be a lot. So sending you extra love. And I want to say hi to everyone who's watching live. If you're here, let me know by saying hello in the comments below. Jordan's here, Woo Woo Wednesday time. What? Exactly. Hey Brandy, hey Brooke. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And actually I have a fun surprise. Last Woo Woo Wednesday, I shared my new deck with you. So this week I thought, you know what, we need to just keep going with the magic, because this deck has been so powerful. Adding the sparkle iridescent edges, I didn't realize would make such a huge difference, but so many people are obsessed with how beautiful the sparkle is. So I thought, you know what, let's just keep rolling with it. We'll go with the Shine from the Inside Oracle today. I'll show you guys the beautiful rainbow edges. And if you're someone who's like, I need my hands on that now, I don't want to wait till next month, then shoot me a DM with your PayPal address and your mailing address, and I will personally send you one. I'm not sending them off to Amazon just yet. We're letting out all the inventory from the last round of decks, which were under 100. So once those all sell out, then I will restock Amazon with all the rainbow decks. So that is why you can't buy it on Amazon yet. I have to flush out all the old stuff. You know, there's symbolism there. Like, we have to let go of the old before we can grab onto the new. And you know, when there's emotions in the way, when there's physical products in the way, you have to really give yourself permission to like fully release, so that you can create that space to draw something new into your life. Hello Javier, so good to see you. Hi Connor, hey Lindsay. Actually, I also want to give a huge shout out to all the SHINETRIBE retreat sponsors, Lindsay, you being one of them. Thank you for everyone who donated their products, their time, their love and support to this goddess retreat. It was absolutely life-changing, and I cannot wait for the next one. We've decided 4/20 Colorado, hint hint, next year for the next goddess retreat. So mark your calendars. Let's see, hey there, my last name is different on here, but it's Borland in your class. Got your new cards and love them so much. Oh, I love that so much. Thank you for joining. A card literally flipped out as I was talking to you. So fun. Let me just catch up with everyone's comments. I just got the original version. It's okay, Connor. The original one is still powerful and still magic. And actually, one of my clients had a great idea. She said, you know what, I'm gonna make my own rainbow deck. And she colored the edges of every single one of her cards a different color to create a really cool rainbow effect. The other thing you can do is gift the original deck to a friend. You know, giving your decks to friends is like a really beautiful way to like connect with them and open them up to the woo-woo world. So all good things. All right, we have 2 cards that have already come up for this week. Let's see what this last card is. All right, you know, one other, let's get personal and vulnerable. Last week, Friday the 13th, was my grandmother's 1-year heavenly birthday. I have a little picture of her in my oracle deck that I always keep in the box, and it was very interesting to have that whole year, you know, all the things that you process when you lose someone. You've gone through every holiday at that point. And I did one of Chris's spirit guide meditations. You know, if you know anything about my husband, then he, or if you don't, he's a hypnotist, and he has so many great meditations. And one of them is meeting your spirit guides. And I love doing this. This is how I help to develop my psychic abilities, my mediumship abilities. And I went to the cabin to go see my grandmother this weekend. And you know, the messages that we get from the other side always aren't always rainbows and butterflies. The message that my grandmother gave me this last time I went to visit her in my spirit cabin, she had 2 empty chairs at a Thanksgiving table that were empty, and she said, we're preparing, we're waiting. And she also told me she was bored. I was like, well, that's grandma. And it got me thinking like, wow, well, my dad with stage 4 cancer, my grandpa's slowly going downhill, rather not slowly. And it just was kind of like confirmation, like, you know, this is coming, you have to prepare for that. And it was a hard message for me to receive, but also honest and truth. Truth doesn't, you know, we don't sugarcoat it. Truth can be painful because it actually removes the real pain that we're hiding behind. So I just thought, for some reason, I felt called to share that with you guys. I hope that if you've lost someone, you've been able to go through the grieving process, whether you had a great connection with them or not. It can be hard sometimes when people pass, especially unexpectedly, if there's any unresolved emotion. So that's what I love being able to do for my clients whenever they need to have that last word, or there's a question that was unanswered or a thing that was unsaid. Sending lots of love to Steve always. Thank you so much. Amazing. Hello, today I received your new deck in the rainbow iridescent edges. It's great. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad it made it all the way to Spain. I sent it with love, so I'm so glad you received it. So freaking cool. Connor says, that's a great idea, holy shit. Actually, it's funny that you say holy shit because the theme tagline from the entire retreat was like holy shit, because we just kept breaking through and letting go of fear and forgiving and healing and releasing, and it was just like holy shit. So I love that you are already tuned into that. My dad has stage 4 cancer and I was his primary caregiver, sending you and your family so much love. Oh, so much love to you. It's a very common thing I'm finding, that people have loved ones that have had cancer or going through cancer, and it sucks, period. You know, let's just be real about it. But like Grandpa says, it is what it is, and all we can do is keep moving forward. So let me know if you're ready to dive in. I've got the 3 cards ready for Woo Woo Wednesday. I just want to catch up with everyone's comments. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right, first card for the week. Forgive someone. That seems very, very much in alignment with the energy that we've been working with all week at the Goddess Retreat. We went through the whole chakra system for each of our breakout sessions. In the heart chakra, once we got to there, we did a forgiveness session, because forgiveness is what hardens our heart and puts up those walls and barriers that blocks love and abundance from coming in and from coming out. So forgive someone, really, I feel like every time this card pops up, I always start with yourself. First, we have to forgive ourselves before we can even think about forgiving other people that maybe have wronged us in a way. Forgiveness doesn't mean that it makes it right. It just means that you're no longer going to carry the burden and the baggage and the pain of that learning lesson that you had in the past. And the truth is, anytime you've had a struggle with someone or a situation that you can't seem to forgive, it's really, really, really important for you to start with yourself, because it's going to be really hard to forgive someone that isn't you, that you don't like fully love, until you can start unconditionally loving yourself and offering yourself forgiveness for maybe allowing yourself to be in that situation or letting it go beyond the point that you wanted it to. Then that's when the real healing starts, is when we can look at ourselves and take responsibility and say, you know what, I did play a part in this. Although I feel like a victim, I will accept responsibility for the part that I played in this situation. I forgive myself for allowing it. I forgive myself for putting myself in that position. Whatever the case may be, this is a card that says, hey, it's time to look within, heal the heart, take down the walls and the barriers that you've been holding on to. If this is something that you struggle with, reach out for a one-on-one session. I would be more than happy to guide you through the forgiveness. There's an entire module in Shine School called the F word, and it's all about forgiveness, because we carry so much pain and anger and resentment that stops us from fully accessing our freedom and the flow and the fun of life. And so if you are still holding on to anger or resentment, now is your reminder, ding ding, the Spirit's here saying it's time to release, it's time to let go. If you're ever going to move forward with that freedom, then you have to leave the pain of the past behind and take the lighter lessons that you learned from that experience and move forward with that. Anyone, ready, Freddie? Anyone feel like their heart feels heavy, like they know that there's some forgiveness work that they need to do? They know they need to let down those walls. The next card, ooh, step out of your comfort zone. Almost just fell off this damn chair. I'm falling out of my comfort zone. Step outside your comfort zone and try something new. Well, I mean, forgiveness is outside the comfort zone, that's for damn sure. So maybe this is a reminder that the things that you need most for your healing and spiritual journey is only found outside of your comfort zone. If you are feeling complacent or stagnant or bored or stuck, then it's time for you to expand the boundaries of your comfort zone and start trying new things. If you've been saying, I want to lose weight, or I want to be healthier, I want to be happier, I want to XYZ, whatever the case is, the only way you're going to make those changes is if you do something different outside of your normal routine. And change can be scary, but the truth is change is the only constant. Change is the only real truth we can depend on, honestly. Every moment is changing. You have never lived the same exact moment twice. Even if you do the same routine every day, it's still different. All right, anyone feel called to like, I know I'm supposed to start this new thing or this exercise or try this new way of eating or thinking or doing forgiveness? Anyone feel called to step outside their comfort zone? They've been wanting to do something new, but maybe they're afraid. The truth is, if you're afraid, that's exactly what your soul is trying to show you. Like, dive in head first, because honestly, there's really, besides bears and crazy people with guns, there's nothing to be afraid of. All the fear that people are experiencing is made up in the mind. And when we can eliminate that fear and say, you know what, my personal mantra is fuck it, I'm gonna just do it anyway, because what's the worst that could happen? The next card that came up, release self-doubt, let go of fear. Well, isn't that just appropriate for, following up, stepping outside of your comfort zone? Self-doubt, fear are the things that stop us from expanding our comfort zone and doing something new. So now's a really important time for you to start purging all of those fears and doubts that you have about yourself. First, by tuning into the limiting stories that you're telling yourself. What negative story have you been saying on repeat? I'm fat, I'm not good enough, I'm poor, I'm not worthy, I'm not creative enough, I'm not funny enough, I'm not whatever enough. Whatever your not enough is, we have to start shifting the story. And I know it can feel uncomfortable because we've been telling ourselves these lies for so long. For example, when I was overweight, I literally said all the time, I'm so fat, I'm so fat, I'm so fat. And when I made that decision, like, I'm tired of suffering, I want to love my body, I want to start making positive changes, I started shifting my story to I'm beautiful. And it was so uncomfortable. That was outside of my comfort zone, okay? Every time I said I'm beautiful, I'm lovable, like, everything inside my body was like, that's weird. I don't know. I don't trust that, because I haven't been saying that story to myself. But just like any bad habit that you can create a good habit. And it took time, and it took a lot of practice and forgiveness of beating myself up. But the truth is, all of that fear disappeared when I started shifting my story to I'm beautiful. Then I started taking action. I started making bolder moves. I started going out on a limb and doing those risks that I had been dreaming of, but was afraid that people would judge me, or what if I failed? The truth is, there's no such thing as failing if you learn. And every opportunity, that we have, that we fuck up, is on purpose, so that we can learn and grow and not do it again and not repeat that process. So if fear and doubt have been clouding your mind, this is a good time to kind of take a step back, to do some inventory, to figure out what it is you need. What stories are you telling yourself? I was just on a tarot call yesterday, and the story was, people aren't buying XYZ, like, because of quarantine. I'm like, how do you know that to be true? And she kind of looked at me like, I don't know, somebody else said that. I'm like, well, somebody else's story is limiting your ability to create abundance in your business. And so as soon as she shifted her story, she got off the call and sold 3 items. I'm like, it's all in the story we tell ourselves, people. So tune into the story you're telling yourself. If it's riddled with fear and doubt, it's time to unpack all the bullshit lies that you've been telling yourself and start with a positive story of, I love myself, I am lovable, I am worthy, all the things that it is that you want to attract. I am vibrant, I am healthy. Not one day I wish I'll be healthy, because you're telling your soul like, but it's not here yet. And the only thing that we have is this present moment. Our soul doesn't live in the future or the past, because it's made up. It's fucking made up. We only have this moment. And if you're like, but there is the past. No, there was the present moment that has already passed. So I can see how you would get caught up in like, but all of that's still going on. No, all of that is over. And that's the good news about forgiveness and the pain that we've experienced in the past. It's over. We don't have to do it again, as long as we don't keep choosing to carry that burden and that pain with us moving forward. Really needed to hear these messages. Oh, thank you so much. Needed this tonight. I struggle with self-forgiveness far more than forgiving others, which holds me back. Yeah, that typically comes from people pleasing. We'll let you off the hook even though you wronged me horribly, but I just don't deserve my own love. And the truth is, like, your love is the only one that's actually gonna fulfill you. Jordan says that's been you since day one. Girl, tried and true, authentic, just had a little dull on my shine because of other people's criticisms and self-doubt. So recap for the week: forgive yourself, forgive someone, forgive. If you haven't heard the song Forgive by Trevor Hall, I highly recommend downloading it, doing some meditation, letting that music just in the words wash over you to allow love and peace into your system. Step out of your comfort zone, try something new. You are being called to do something different. And if self-doubt and fear are the things holding you back, then that's good news, because you are in control of that. You can change that. If someone else is restricting you, then it's gonna take a little bit more creative maneuvering. But if you're the one beating yourself up, if you're the one talking shit to yourself, if you're the one sabotaging, that is excellent fucking news, because you can change it. Just as you chose to, you know, beat yourself up and think negative and say, I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy enough, you can shift that story. And that is the most powerful key and tool that I can even share with you to be able to do that. If you need help rewriting that story, if you don't know how to shift your story, if you don't know how to like assess, like, what are the negative labels I have on myself, I actually have a free masterclass all on confidence that teaches you how to rewrite those negative stories you tell in your head. So if you're on Instagram, you can check out the link in bio or go to brittneycarmichael.com/confidence. Download the free masterclass, enjoy the shit out of it. There's a guided meditation that will help move you through this exact process I'm talking about. You'll be able to soften the heart and open up for more healing, for more love, for more support. So be sure to go to brittneycarmichael.com/confidence to download this masterclass so that you can rewrite those shitty stories you've been telling yourself for years, because they aren't serving you. They're not giving you the life that you're dreaming of, and it all starts in here. Ugh, I needed this so much. Thank you. You are so welcome. Any thoughts or questions that have come up during this reading, I am more than happy to answer anything that's going on in your world. I love being able to support each and every one of you through times of chaos, through this times of celebration, when your business is expanding and you're like, holy shit, I don't know what to do. It's like, it's so good. And a lot of the times I end up booking sessions with clients when their life is actually going really good, rather than being like, it fucking sucks right now. I mean, I get both ends of the spectrum, which for me was extremely surprising, because I just assumed I'd be working with people that feel broken or feel stuck and they don't have that clarity and confidence that they need to fulfill their dreams. But what I have come to find out in doing this work for years now is that a lot of people who are extremely successful feel the exact same way. The difference is they don't let it paralyze them and stop them from moving forward, except when it starts to get really good, they start to do those self-sabotage moves because they think, well, I've had bad experiences happen to me in the past, so if I can control taking away all the good stuff, then at least it's not as painful because I'm in control, rather than something outside of myself or someone else taking away all that is good. So if you're someone who struggles with like self-sabotage because things are actually getting good, then I'm your girl. I'm happy to help break through that fear, like boom, break through that fear and just let go of all that self-doubt. Having a conversation with me one-on-one is like having your own fucking personal cheerleader that tells your fear to go fuck off. And it feels so damn good. So if that's you and you want to connect, shoot me a DM or check out my website, brittneycarmichael.com, on how we can connect in a deeper way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here on Woo Woo Wednesday. If you love this message, let me know by tagging a friend, sharing it on your stories, take a screenshot really quick and let everyone know, like, holy shit, you need this message in your life right now. And also I'd love to hear which card resonated with you the most. Was it forgive someone? Was it stepping outside your comfort zone? Or was it releasing self-doubt and letting go of fear? Brooke says 10 out of 0 recommend booking a reading. I think you mean 10 out of 10. Because I know that we love working together. So I'm thinking that's a 10 out of 10, Miss Brookie. Sing with Grace Studio, sending you extra sparkle magic. You guys are freaking amazing. Which card resonated with you today? What message did you need to hear? And if there's anything I can do, 10 out of 10. If there's anything I can do to support you on your journey of awakening or expanding your business, now would be a great time to pop on. I'm just opening up my calendar to do a little bit more coaching for the end of the year to bring people into the start of 2020 with their mind on right, because this year like seemed to have fucked everybody up. For me personally, I was like, this is amazing. I've set myself up mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially in a way that I was prepared for this. Now we have to be thinking, if this can happen to us now when it was out of the blue and random and we never would have guessed, we have to prepare ourselves for that possibility again. And so it's important to diversify. It's important to set yourself up. So if you're someone who struggles with stress and anxiety, it's time to get a lockdown on the mind and start using meditation and tools to help you regain your power. Forgive someone. I've gotten that card 4 times in a personal reading in the last few weeks. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love each and every one of you. I am just like, oh, I have so much extra sparkle magic right now from the Goddess Retreat, so I'm sending it to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I will see you guys next week. Be sure to catch out this week's podcast too on the Elevated Life. It was all about relaxation. So if you struggle with stress and anxiety, those are dream killers, and we've got to get a handle on it. And we share 2 techniques on the podcast this week: how to relax your mind and how to relax your body. I will see you guys next week for Woo Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here. Peace.